Howdy all, I'm Adam, the Renaissance Nerd. There's a story when it comes to television we actually want to see that I and others have been following for a year now. A year ago, it was announced that Henry Cavill was working with Amazon to make a deal with Games Workshop to bring us 40k movies and television. That's right. Warhammer 40k, one of the most popular franchises in nerd history, was finally going to get some actual cinematic love. They were going to make TV shows, make all this kind of stuff. Problem is, we heard nothing really for a year. All we heard was they're talking. And then about a month or two ago, we heard, wow, the December deadline is coming up. And it doesn't look like a deal is going to be done. You can go back. I don't remember which roundtable it was, but myself, Jed the Hollywood Scholar, Dre, we talked about it, and I was still leaning towards a positive. I said there is no way Amazon, Games Workshop are going to let this slip through because it's too lucrative right now. With the surge in popularity of 40k with the games and everybody wanted to talk about it, and there's no way they're not going to let this get out of hand. But some said it wasn't going to happen, and for a minute I was starting to think, you know what, we might not get it. But then literally in the wee hours of this morning, with I think days to go, an 11th hour deal has been made. That is right. Games Workshop and Amazon finalized the deal for Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k cinematic universe, but production may take a number of years. Before we read this is good news. It's kind of ironic. Just last night on Mellow Mondays, you can still watch it. It's live right now. We were talking about, is there anything you're honestly looking forward to for television? Right here. I am looking forward to this one because I am a Henry Cavill fan. I enjoy the work he does. And also, I'm a Warhammer fan. Now, I'm not a super hardcore 40k guy. I was always more of a fantasy guy way back in the day when I played tabletop. But now, I just want good stuff. And Warhammer is good stuff. It's fun. It's massive. You can tell endless stories, especially in the 40k universe, because fantasy, you're just locked into the one planet. But in 40k, it's space, it's planets, it's galaxies, it's everywhere. It is glorious. And there's so much to tell, so much to do, and everybody wants it. And what's great about the 40k franchise is that its fan base, all they want to do is share. Like any good bunch of passionate nerds, all they want to do is share what they love with you. They are happy to bring in new people. And I'll be happy to get sort of back into it. I haven't really been that into not 40k, but Warhammer for a long time. I'll be happy to get into it as we get closer to this. But let's read what's going on here so we know exactly what the timetable looks like. It's official. Games Workshop and Amazon have finalized their deal for Henry Cavill's Warhammer 40k cinematic universe. In December 2023, as I already told you, they said they were going to do this, but it took a long time. It took a very long time. And as they say here, now just in the nick of time, it literally was the 11th hour. We were days away from this being shoved off into the dumpster bin of history. Games Workshop has issued what it called a major update on Amazon Studios' Warhammer stories, confirming the deal got across the finish line and those creative guidelines have been agreed. It's official. Games Workshop and Amazon Studios have finalized a deal. The creative guidelines are nailed down, and we're all set to bring Warhammer to the screen, Games Workshop said. It's worth noting that under the terms of the agreement, Amazon has the option to license equivalent rights in the Warhammer Fantasy universe following the release of any initial Warhammer 40k production. Now, that excites me because, as I said a moment ago, deep down, I'm a fantasy guy. I loved playing and learning about having fun with Warhammer Fantasy way back in the day. I had my orc army. The WOG was glorious. It was great. Until I got my ass kicked repeatedly by elf cheese armies. Now for a synopsis and the ordering for the stories set to be told in Amazon's Warhammer 40k films. The television series is now in place. It might have taken a year, but it was a year well spent, Games Workshop said. And what fun sifting through the enormity of the Warhammer 40k universe, debating characters, story arcs, and the thematic grit that underpins it all. Now, I sincerely doubt that it was fun at all. You don't take a year to get something done and call it fun. I'm sure there was a lot of yelling and screaming and gnashing of teeth and insults hurled back and forth until finally somebody said, listen, we're leaving money on the table. Look at Space Marine 2. Look at the now resurgence of Dark Tide, which has just been released on consoles. Everybody wants 40K. There's money to be made. Let's not let this slip away. It's an easy win for everybody, especially when you have Henry Cavill in charge. We'll get to that in a second in the article. Project 1, the first one they're making, is about to go into development proper, Games Workshop said, with a script yet to be written, but don't hold your breath. Games Workshop warned it'll be some years before the first project hits screens. Of course, as with all carefully crafted things, this all takes time. And trust us when we say everyone involved is focused on getting it all just right. The company continues. Superman actor and Warhammer 40k superfan Henry Cavill is set to star in and executive produce, essentially showrun the thing, Warhammer 40k franchise across all Amazon Studios productions. Celebrating the news, Cavill issued a statement here on Instagram. My incredible team and I, alongside the brilliant minds of Games Workshop, have been working away in concept rooms, breaking down approaches to the enormity and the magnificence of Warhammer World. Together, we've been sifting through the plethora of incredible characters and poring over old tomes and texts. Our combined efforts has led us to a fantastic place to start our universe, which has been agreed upon by those up on high at both Amazon and Games Workshop. That starting place shall for now remain a secret. Watch this space, though. More to come in time. Warhammer 40k, blah, blah, blah. It's just giving us details on that. Now, it's really awesome. Leave it right here so you have this Cavill Photoshop thing here. Cavill is a super fan. Cavill is a nerd. He loves this stuff. And let's be brutally honest. Henry Cavill needs a win. This dude he would have been a mega action star in the late 80s and in the 90s if he had been in that period of time. He was a kid then, so he couldn't be. But if he had been right there in that moment, he would have been huge. He has been shafted in every single franchise he's gotten into. He is now about to start the Highlander franchise over again. They're shooting it right now, I believe. And that's probably one of the reasons why they have a delay in getting things started, because he has to finish working on that and then go through all that stuff. But once that's over, he is probably going to put himself full-time into making sure this 40K cinematic universe is glorious. And I think it's going to be fun. He is executive producer. That means he's show running it. This is a dude who loves the lore. Remember the complaints about the goddamn people who ruined The Witcher, ruined everything else? Oh, we don't like him. He cares too much about what's going on here. He's too critical about how it's not lining up with the lore. That is what every nerd wants to hear when talking about an IP they love, that the person in charge, a person really deeply involved, is nitpicking it to death about minutia for lore. Oh, and if he's going to bring that attitude to the 40K, then good God gracious me, for the Emperor, we are going to get something that is going to be fun, enjoyable, and possibly special, and possibly may turn into one of the greatest cinematic TV studio culture things of all time if they just stick to the script. Dark, gritty, nobody's really good, everybody's an asshole, and oh man, I want to see a platoon of Space Marines trying to take down a bloodthirster. Oh, that's what I want to see. Yes. Either way, this is great news. I'm glad that I didn't give up all hope. I am looking forward to this. Now, we are, as they said here, probably a number of years away, but that doesn't mean we won't get news, we won't get stuff. At some point, Cavill will release what their first project is. It's going to be something Space Marine oriented, I bet. It has to, because that is the easiest access to 40K, getting behind the Space Marines and all the lore that goes with that great stuff. We're going to have fun going forward. I'm so happy. For the Emperor, Wog! More blood for the blood god, another skull for the throne! Yes! 40K coming to a small screen and possibly a big screen near you in the future. Let's go. I can't wait, but for now, we have to be done. Thank you for watching this video. If you enjoyed it, a like would be very much appreciated. If you are new here, I invite you to subscribe to me right here on YouTube. Hope to earn your trust and support using facts and logic, because facts and logic do not care about fake fan Stan and SJW Fifis. Thank you again for watching. Take it easy. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.